Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me okay?
Uh, yeah, but we're gonna start in like 1 minute or something, and I have to kind of put you. Can you put yourself on mute for a second?
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Looking
Yeah,
forward to
until
it.
towards the end, or you can put it on the chat, um, on the questions you might have.
Great. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome.
Okay, since it's 4:30, we're gonna start now. I'm gonna talk about do a new share. Okay, we have to do this disclosure thing for all traders and investors. This is only for educational purposes. Features in all instrument in trading contain substantial risk and are not suitable for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than initial investment. Please contact your registered financial advisors before taking any investments. So what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to go run through ES and NQ for the week. And then after that, I'm going to talk about the setup on Fibonacci retracement, W formation, BWAP, standard deviation, and things like that. And, possible setup on other things. So let me switch again on. If you are on one of the participant, can you guys kind of mute yourself for a while and then unmute yourself later if you have any questions? Or you can put any questions on a chat box if you have any questions. So what I have in here is Think or Swim. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to switch another screen since this is not that's me. Okay, if you never had Thinkorswim, this is by TD Ameritrade. You know, a lot of people uses them because they have a good platform, really. We're gonna go over my technical indicators that I use mainly for Thinkorswim. So this is daily. I have a different setup on a daily and the 15 minutes chart because that's what I use for mine. And then, I have another platform, which is the Ninja Trader, which I will show up later. So this one, the study that I have Keltner channel, 50, 13, 1.5 deviation, Rob Hoffman, wave zigzag. Those are the W pattern right there, M pattern, the BWAP on the weeklies, the bands. The Keltner, I only use the middle. I don't use the upper and lower. And then I have the Fibonacci pivots that's on there. It's not on it right now, but I'll put it in a little bit because I wanted to do a Fibonacci retracement and see where we at the current moment and how far are we gonna go, higher or lower. And it depends where's the trajectory coming like on forward. And I also have the volume oscillator. I don't think the volume oscillator is really useful during this time for weekly, but I'm gonna put it in there anyways. And we'll take a look at where we at. So that's what I have. This is actually the Bollinger Bands. Okay, this zigzag, they make a W and this line right there, run through it to high 3587. That is the zigzag wave. And what it does is like it gives you an actual read on a W pattern or the bottom. Are we actually bottom? You know, the red one is the monthly BWAP, and then the orange is the weekly BWAP. Now, why I use them? Because it kind of tells you if you're just doing a weekly investment on anything, if you're doing options, since this is future, I might as well talk options. If you guys do options, if you see crossover of weekly BWAP and a monthly BWAP, that's a sell. Especially if you get this big, red candle, whatever that happened to 9-3. I think that's when, before the Rosh Hashanah. And anyways, September is always like the down time in the months of the year. So that's how I use the crossover of the BWAP and a crossover of the weekly BWAP and the Keltner that is short as well. So if you have a crossover of the BWAP monthly of the Keltner that is long, that's another thing that you could use. They are important to me because I've been using them for a while. So that's that. Anything else that I want to talk about? Okay, so this is Rob Hoffman's indicator. He has a trajectory of where this is happened 3267. He's long, and then he's targeting 3512. So that's that. And then we might be getting to 3663. I don't know when's that going to happen, since we have this downturn. Maybe they're waiting, for the actual the earnings coming up. So let's go see where we at right now on ES. So measuring this high to low, if you never done a Fibonacci retracement, you go here on the drawing tools, and you have to click this percent sign. I mean, mine is always in percent sign, so just kind of like, you do low to high, and that's going to be like the low. Excuse me. So here, this is what I have. I'm looking for like 3,700, right? Well, I don't know when's that going to happen, but what important is that we still are above the monthly VWAP. So I'm not really like short until we did crossover. We still have this uptrend, we have not break any sign. It's just probably taking a breathing here and then go higher again, possible this week. Maybe we'll have some good news. I don't know that, or it can go a little bit higher and then go down as well. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, if we do go higher, let me see if I can change some setting. Let's see. Get that a little bit bigger. So if we do go higher, I'm looking at this level. So this is like about 36.74 would be my target, once we get above the 100 level, which is here above this top. We need to get above there. If we can get above there, then we can definitely like really rise up and trying to normally, in a normal word, they do test the high. Okay, and close to the high, near the high, and then either fail or not fail or go higher after that. So that could possibly happen there. We only, went up to 30. What is this high right here? So I think that high is only up to 35.41, and the nearest high is 35.87. So we'll see what's going on. But if I'm looking at bullish terms, I'll be looking at 3,700 to 3,750. Now we could possibly go back to BWAP. On the monthly BWAP is 34.38. I think that's what it is. Yep, like somewhere around there. 34, 32, 34, 38, something like that. So let's go to NQ and find out where we at. What that is. Open interest. Yes. Okay, this is NQ. I do have the Bollinger Bands there. Normally, if it gets to go to the high, you would want to sell it and then, exit on like closer to BWAP or Keltner, things like that. So I don't use the middle of the Bollinger Bands. I only use the middle as the Keltner. And I have to get this thing out because this retracement is from the past. We did use it before, cancel the right extension. So here we're actually at, I don't know, 38 something. Yeah, we're 1187, something like that, like right here, right? So we are kind of like rising up. So we did. So I wanted to like measure how high we will go. So from here to here, you would measure from here to here. So we did kind of like reach that already. Since that one is done, you want to like cancel the right extension. You do another measurement from low to high in the bottom. And let's cancel the right extension again. So the possibility on reaching this top is really, really high. Okay, so Amazon is having an earnings like this week, I think in the 22nd, and then Apple and other tech, big tech are gonna be coming like next week. Whenever they do, they tend to rise or fall, whatever we have, we'll see what we have going on. But as far as, this chart go, this is still a rising wedge, and so I'm not gonna have any short until we fall from here. I'm looking at maybe 1168 or something like that. That falls like under the BWAP, then you could definitely short when we fall off this trend. Okay, so that's how I would look at that. If I'm targeting, I'll be targeting 12,672 up to 934. Possibly here to 12,500, and that's close to the high. It's like, the probability is really good as far as reaching this high and then tick higher and possibly 13,000. That could happen. So anyway, that's that. So let's talk about how to trade, like, an actual setup on a given day. Now I have, this is a NQ, and I'll put ES on here. Take that off. Extension, just take everything off. remove drawing, and then I'm gonna have to put another setup. Web setup, okay. And I have to put it in 15 minutes. So every day when the market opens, like turn some of these things off because it's all right. So my strategy is off a W formation. If I'm pointing here, this is W formation. Okay, the right here, a rising wedge on a W formation, that's still, or you could just have it here, right? So the next line is actually there, even though that this violated here, and then went rise up again, as expected when we had the actual consumer sentiment that 10 o'clock of Friday. So, and then after that, we kind of fell as the NASDAQ falling around this time. Now, anything is possible in the market nowadays because you just don't know. So when I do actually do an actual trade, I look at projection. So if this is that's happened at the time, I am also looking at the Fibonacci retracement from low to high, either from here to here first. Okay, that cancel the right extension. So the first low to high, I'm looking at that, and I'm going to be, targeting 34.93. And if we get there, and then I'm actually looking at the second high, which is here, it'll be at 10 o'clock till like the lower. So I'll be looking at 3502, cancel the right extension. So I'll be looking at the right here, all right, 3502. Now this above gray area is the second standard deviation of the not the Bollinger Band, I'm sorry, the VWAP. So these, I kind of use this as a counter trend. Like if we go higher there and then we got into the Bollinger Band. So as you can see, so it's going higher. Like this is the blue line of the Bollinger Band, and this is like a 1.5. I use the 1.5 to kind of gauge into shorting. I mean, sometimes I use the 1.8, but what 1.5 is actually perfect. Once that thing touched there, I would be shorting. I'll be over here. Okay, I think what happened Friday, we did a 0 DTE on SPX, and we traded from open until like around this time, like here. And then that actually went up. And we shorted here. We shorted there. And then I think in the afternoon I did kind of like buy sell some SPX around that time too. So that's the strategy that you can use. Okay, now another strategy that you could use is that the crossover of the Keltner and the BWAP. So if you do an ES trade or an NQ trade, you need to be looking, paying attention to the red line and the yellow line. When they do crossover, that's going to be long. And those are available mostly on every platform nowadays. So you can use those to really, make some profit. I mean, you could attain like about 5-10 points if you're using the Bollinger Bands as your high. Then you can change this to 2 standard deviation or even a 2.5 deviation. Okay, but since I'm using it as a short, you're looking at, going back to possibly here. If it touches there, it's going to be going short. So that's how I do that. Now, I do pay attention on actual volume as well. So here I only have like the volume on here, volume oscillator. So whenever we touch like close to 20, below there, we might be like going up from there. Just this got actually the opportunity to go entry. This is like a pullback to me. And if you get it to here, then that could be another good entry. But as you can see, um, let me see if I can do a drawing. So here, just make a line like that when you actually going to be trading. This is a zero. I can take a turn off Rob so you can really see the volume oscillator, because I know Rob Hoffmans are not available on every platform. You gotta that's the thing that you gotta buy. And I think most of volume oscillator you can actually get them anywhere and everywhere. So using the rising wedge, whatever. If it fell here, that's fine. If you short, you can short there and exit it on the VWAP. That's just me. I mean, it's really is important to kind of see how far it's gonna fall. But I don't know if it's gonna fall this way, but if it's me, I'll be just targeting the VWAP if I don't know. That's the only thing that I could do with that. Now let's switch to Ninja Trader. So I'm gonna turn this off and try and think another strategy that I use. But I think that's the only thing that I could think of and show you. Um, so okay, so this is a 15 minutes pattern. Now, when I do use the Ninja Trader, this is a Ninja Trader platform. I know we go from black to white, right? I'm sorry, because the thing is that I use a different kind of thing on here, and sometimes it's hard to see on a dark, because I have another uh kind of stuff that I use. So Friday, um this is like the 9:30. As you can see, this is VWAP. We have this green and a red. So when the price action is below that, below the VWAP, it turns red. And then if the price action goes above that, it turns green. I mean, kind of easy to know, right? But what is really cool about the Ninja Trader suite on the order flow, you can get an actual standard deviation bands. And those bands are really they're amazing. I like them a lot. So you could just change the standard deviation of blue on the first one, and then standard deviation on the green, where you're trying to make projections that when we hit the bands, you either want to go to like either long or short. So I'm gonna show you another like indicator that could determine that. So, because you can, if you were a new trader, you can only see, really, literally see, just the candle here, right? You're not gonna see anything. Now, these lines right here are the profile. This is a daily profile. Let me see if I could show the actual arrow on the thing. So if I'm pointing this way, this cross here, that is a profile high that happened recently. This big dash line, that's a profile high, and this is a point of control on this particular day. Now I use the extended as well, because they come as support and resistance. Now this is R3, R2, that's R1. Actually, you can barely see it, but that's a Fibonacci pivot that I use. If you are on, can you please mute your selves? Now I do have the composite here as well. The composite actually runs for 2 weeks, and I use this point of control and the recent high. So normally we touch, we will touch like as far as the nearest high closer to the couple days of the connection from that. See, this is from here to here. So, it acts like a support if you use them. They're really, really good. I cannot tell you what changes as far as my trading strategy on doing ES and NQ futures. So another thing that I can give you a trick. So this is a trend line. You need to change the indicator to so we can see better, since it's let's make it like dark blue or something. So right now it's in aquamarine and can't barely see the thing. So we just make it, darker color, dark cyan or something, blue, darker blue, royal blue. There. So here you go. So you would have, so this trend line, if it's going higher, it would actually make a line from here to here. This trend line actually is going to be from here. So this is a 15 minutes. The next line would be that, and that would be it, right? It broke right there. So then it connected the higher high to here. Once it breaks, you can actually short it. Now, what we're talking about earlier is the standard deviation. So let me just take that off. I need to go to drawing tools and delete everything out. Remove all the drawing objects. Okay, yes, that's fine. Okay, so here's another indicator that you can use if you don't have the zigzag wave on the Thinkorswim platform. So you can go to all these and then click zigzag, add, and let's make that 2 points. We're gonna hit the high and the low. That's good. And I want to make these as a different kind of Dodger blue. Everything is blue. Let's just do it in purple and line. I don't know. Let's go see. I don't know if I want solid line dash. Let's just do a solid line and then dot. Let's see what happened. So okay, it would look like that. All right. How did I get weekly pro to scale to small? Mine usually takes over the screen. Okay, hold on. So this profile right here on the right side, so if you click and then indicator, you go to the volume profile, and then you do go to the weeks back and do 2 down. You could see display margin, and it'll be on the right side. Okay, so that's how you would do that. You can also make changes on here and change it to whatever you want as far as either the delta. That could change as well. Show off right now. So here you go. This is just the delta. The heat is a different kind of thing. I kind of like the heat just because I want to know where that action is coming from. That will be that. You got to put it in margin so it'll be on the right hand side. Okay. So, all right. So what we're talking about is, what are we talking about? Oh, standard deviation. Yeah. So you can see it's hitting the W and M pattern. Okay. If you have the Ninja Trader platform and you don't have the Thinkorswim, well, Thinkorswim don't have the zigzag wave. I do have those. But Thinkorswim platform have the zigzag that you could use, and also the standard deviation and the profile and everything that you need. But you have to get either the lease or the lifetime. Now, I'm not selling Ninja Trader platform on here. I'm just show you because that's what we run into the bot. Okay, so you will have at during the nighttime session, they barely move. So let's talk about that. I mean, because that's really important as far as how, you know, profitable they are. So when I look at, okay, we're gonna trade ES right here, right? So this is how I do my Fibonacci retracement on. So I do use the recent high and low. So I use that, and then I'm trying to target this 1272 extension up to 3491, 1618. That's how I do it. Now, if we get close to 2 standard deviation, this is which the higher. Let me just turn off the profile, that way you can see better, because it's not really showing well sometimes. I'll just turn it on afterwards. Okay, so that would be my target. If I'm gonna be exiting, if I'm long, we see like we're here. If you're a new trader, I want to let you know that VWAP is very important. It's kind of like my gauge to the market. Where does it go? And then I kind of follow along base. If we have a wedge, the W and the M pattern, and then the Fibonacci pivots. If we are above the pivots, and I'm mostly long at the open until it breaks the BWAP. All right, I'll be shorting here if it breaks the BWAP, and I'll be out right on second standard deviation. Now you can put this in 3 if you like, but that's how I look at it. So that would be that. This is the second W. If you didn't see what I did earlier, again, you go to indicators, you go to the zigzag, and that will be there. And need to do 2 points, use the high and low, because if you didn't do the high and low, it would only do whatever that thing is. So you need to do the high and low, so it catches the low and the high of that uh candle in there. Okay, so that's how you would do ES. Well, not just ES, but I'm saying everything that you're trying to trade. So here we have another thing that I use if I was trading at nighttime. I mean, most of the time I don't, because I run the bot for that time range 24 hours a day. So, but if I was awake and I'm doing this trade, I'll be waiting for second standard deviation on making a W, because this is important right here. I'm going to just, kind of point it out where it's at, and show you line, the region, he's line. So this region here is a W formation. So you can see this W here, W there. Here, I just do off. So here, right? The first point here, even though this actually violate that W, it doesn't really matter. You want to know why? Because this happens all the time. There's no such thing as perfect W. When they do go like close to here, I mean, you can enter right around there. Okay, just wait until it goes above that area. That way you're not like risking way too much. So just wait until that. Come on, what that happened again? That is weird. I have no idea what happened. No, I can't even touch my mouse or anything. Okay, it's turning off. Um, all right, so this is the ES daily that I have. Uh, So if you want to run the ES, this actually gives you, I don't know how many weeks is that going to be, probably like for like 3 months or so. And it kind of tells you like where is the actual low profile, and then 3489 is actually the POC for the 3 months period of that time that I ran it. And then if you really want to look at this thing that just happened, so we were here, we are, I don't know where we closed at. I think we are at 3481 or something like that at that time, or I don't even know. Anyway, so how I connect this is like trying to, see where the lines of the profile, that's how I do mine. And then kind of like look and see, the stopping area normally, like where there's no movement. Okay. But as far as targeting, you have to target where the volume is, like here would be 3465. Um, that could be the low. And then the next one, as far as targeting wise, this is where, 3481. Actually, I'll be looking at 3487. And this is to another 93. Um, here, 97. So you need to skip some certain area in there. Come on. Let's go see. Okay. So, those kind of things, this knows, those are a good targets when you actually start learning the profile over time. You need to pay attention on the nodes, especially on a daily, when you're doing, day trading kind of thing. And then before you start trading, let's say tonight or whatever, it's already 5:30, 5 o'clock. You want to look at the profile, see where it's at, like as far as connecting the nodes here to there. So let me see if I could uh, do a horizontal line on what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at here. Let's see if this is connected to here, right? So that line would be 3,500. That'll be my first line that I'm looking at. And then another line that I'll be looking at is like looking at support, uh, here to here. There's no, that could be another stopping point as well, because it's connected 3389. That's like close to the low with the volume and with the halfway. Normally they either stop there or not, or they continue to go down to here. So that's going to be like 3480 or something. Okay, so another thing that you need to make these lines and pay attention to them, because they're really helpful as far as looking at targeting areas on the profile. So 3450, that could be another one, possible support. Just, make a notes of it. The low, the recent low, and it's connected to high value area. And then this is the actual node as well. So that another tool that you can kind of use when you do look at ES and NQ. So this is ES, and I just want to show everyone how to do that. So, okay, one more thing, but before we go, I'm going to look at the the SP 500, and how can you make profitable on this thing. If you never done anything on a DTE, zero DTE, let me take the profile off because I don't think it even had any, because it doesn't have any volume in it. That's why you have to take that out. No BWAP either, so those are not helpful. You don't even have cumulative delta because you don't have volume, so none of those matters. Let's do that. So this is I'm sorry, this is the SP 500 index, which is the SPX. This is our favorite trade on long or short. So normally I would look at ES and see where they at in the morning. And then I would target, you know, recent high, recent low. So you would do the same thing on here if you were on SPX. If you're gonna do the second trade, the second part of the trade, which is low to high, just like that. Okay, and then you would be targeting 35.15 on SPX. Okay, so it's gonna be from 9:30 to like 10 o'clock. The recent high is here, and you would want to enter like about 768 or 618, but sometimes they do fall around this range. I'm not sure when would that happen. That is a good entry. And if you want to use, like I said, use the zigzag uh, again, you know, to help you see the W and the M pattern. So here, right? So you could be entering here and try to target the 35.15 or whatever the closest. Hold on, I need to hide that thing. It's not hiding from me. Okay, so that would be my target in there. Now, if you never done any SPX trading, so I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's do another retracement, by the way. So if we, when this happened, if we fall 38%, we are going to fall. That's about it. And this one, you know, reach R2 and you have your trend line right there. Most likely it will go down. You can even like see this in 15 minutes too, if you wanted to, right? So, you know, it's gonna start like from here before a day before, and that will be the cutoff in the trend line. So you're gonna either have like a lot of tabs in here to really show what's happening on the trade on either ES and SPX or a day before if you wanted that. Okay, so let's do another Fibonacci retracement to kind of show everyone. So let's go back to 5 minutes. So let's do this one more time. If you're gonna do the Fibonacci retracement on SPX. So since this one, you know, it's like a day, I would normally use the ES in here a day before, like at 8:30 to 9:30 or so. But since I don't have that data, I'm normally using the low of whatever it started with from here to here. Okay, until I get this line, until I get that 1035. So if I did get that, because we have the M pattern there, this is actually, this Fibonacci retracement is already void. I need to redo my Fibonacci retracement because we already passed the line. Oh man, what am I looking for? Yeah, I need to delete everything in there. Yes. I deleted my trend line. Anyway, I don't need it for now. So Fibonacci retracement here to here. So you do this low, then do that. Okay, so your next line would be here. You'll be targeting, I normally try to hit about 3,500 to 3,497 if I'm shorting. I'm selling credit spread, call credit spread at that range, right? So you're exiting at 11:30. Once this M pattern, if you can see that, I actually don't have my, you know, don't you wish that SPX have VWAP, second standard deviation on this kind of thing? But let's make comparison just for fun of it. Let's go see what it does. Oh, why is that? Some 15 minutes. Let me use that low. So, so I think this is, so this is that. Okay. The 10:30, like 9 o'clock. Let's do it in 5 minutes so we could see better as far as those line, because you kind of wanted to have like smaller time frame on here. From here to here, I think this is what we did right here. And we're not going to have the trend line there because it's on it normally just the trend line on the future. But I'm going to show you how to do trend line anyway. So from here to here, the current high, that's how you connected your line. Okay, this is the second point of that line from 7 o'clock low. And you just connected, extend that all the way until you reach that. If it breaks, you can have your M pattern there, and then try to target like the next standard deviation from here and start trailing. Okay, when you get the doji, I don't know why I have cumulative delta there. So when I get the doji here, or whatever, I think that's Harami candle, you could actually exit there. I would be exiting. I'm not going to be waiting to go higher here and then go to the next high. Okay, that would like make me nervous. That means I might go back to the BWAB. That's just me. And it's like close to the afternoon anyways. They tend to, when it did go down to up to 11:30 noon, there's possibility we're gonna be sideways and then it goes up. That's just how trading is. They always have different thing. If it's like going up from 9:30 to like 11:15, 11:30, then they go down, making sideways move, and then they decide around 2 o'clock, 2:15 to really, see what they wanted to do, right? So just like happened recently, what we thought we are going to be going higher, um, and then we went sideways, and then we went down after that. So where was that? So here, right here, 6 o'clock up to, the consumer sentiment thing, and they start to be going down sideways. And then the only one went to one standard deviation and then fell, and then it fell up your trend line, fell up the BWAP. That's like two violations already. You need to be going short. Okay, I think the bot shorted there at this time. And I didn't even, if I have the bot running, so this is how you turn it on. I think my boys are back from wherever they go. And sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know why my bot's not running. Oh, you know what happened? So data series, sometimes it doesn't show. You got to make sure that this is on the trades. It would show do not plot. So if you want to plot it, you have text and marker, make sure that this plot executions is on. And that's it. See, voila, long. I got stop out there. This is short. So after I got stop out, this will be short. Okay. So this is like in a 5 minutes. I normally run my bot on 2 minutes. So let me just change that. And if the bot is running, I normally try to remove and reapply again, just because, changing and making some changes on bot. So, you know, we were short and then we just kind of like keep going down. Okay, so that's when we violated that. And normally my bot is in equilibrium. Then, you know, when it goes like below VWAP, that's when it starts shorting and profit target to 800. So that's like 112 point something, because it's a 450 ticks target on the NQ. So anyways, that's all of that. I'm not gonna bore you out on my bot because it's a little different than normal because everybody's not, you know, familiar to my bot. If you have any questions, you can, you know, ask me any questions now. Hold on, let me see. Okay. So everything is in there. So you can unmute yourself if you have any questions. You know, ask me anything. What do you
Hey,
want me to show you?
hey Anna, this is Jalal. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it. In terms of bot for either ES or S&P, when you run it, how many times have you been stopped this month and in September?
So I don't really do the bot in ES because um, the bot are run through NQ because it's made for the trend. Okay, it doesn't give you that edge. And how you do that, if I could show you on, well, I'm already in a trading analyzer, maybe I could show you that how to do it and find out where does get the stop losses and things like that, then you can probably understand you know, showing the screen since we're here now. Okay, hold on. So let's see what it's showing. Let's just do the actual screen share on top. So do you guys see these things right here? I mean, I have it run it as a 350 and then the start date, you know, 7/6/2020. So let's say um, the ES is not, if you want to run this in ES, this is how uh, you're gonna have to either make some changes and then have some parameters on optimizing the bot. And let me show you how to do it since we're here, you know, since you guys, if you don't have NinjaTrader, it has some good, you know, abilities to kind of see where it's profitable and when it's not profitable. What's that? So you would have the back test in here, time frame 2 minutes, strategy analyzer. I'm gonna have to change something. So 350 ticks is really high for ES. Okay, that's not gonna make money there. It's not gonna even you know, let's do port. I never really done ES in the bot because I mean, I use it sometimes just to kind of gauge where we at, but it's the, as far as the profit target, I don't use that. I normally use 120 or 40, things like that. But what you can do is that you run it and where is the strategy analyzer thing I use? It's not, so back test. Okay, optimization. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place. So you're gonna have to do optimization and then the profit target. This shows right here the parameters. You know, I don't know. You could just put 0 and try to find out how high would go. So the quantity is whatever position that how much you want to do. Your stop loss is going through 80 to either 0. right? Turn that on. So we're gonna have to do 0 on here on the minimum, or 1, let's say, because that's this the stop loss I'm gonna be using, and it's gonna try to take all those data. And you go to the bottom here, optimize up to the 10 best result. You default got to be genetic. If we do another optimizer here, it's gonna take a long time. So let's see how ES runs. See, the problem about ES, it doesn't really move as much. You know, I'm not gonna make enough money off of ES, and that's an issue for having to run it at the 24-hour futures for what I observe over time. I'm hoping that I'm answering your question and showing you at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's helpful.
Okay, so this is where it's at. So the parameters is that 2 minutes? So yeah, so this is ES showing you the total net profit on there, the gross, and the parameters that's gonna use. Okay, and I don't know why it's only, this is profit target 120. Fine, 80 max. Did I do this right? Anyway, they do make more than that. I think they made like 30 or 40 the last time I did it. So maybe I did something wrong. I did put this as 0. Let me do 40 and run it again. Sorry. Let's see. Do 10 instead. Do, because if you've been watching futures, man,
I do. Yeah, I do trade ES, by the way.
I mean,
And
it has a
it's
good
always
entries on ES on my bot, but I don't recommend it as far as running the bot in ES,
right.
because it doesn't reflect what I'm wanted to reflect on ES. So it's showing the parameters of max of 100. Why am I using the 450 and showing us max? Okay,
That's fine. I'll just ask. I understand. No, this is helpful for showing me. I didn't even know this was even. So
you
this is
mean in
something I'll have to.
NinjaTrader that would show you the stop loss and what the capacity of, because this is like a data you could run and find out really how to make a profitable trade on ES and NQ, and I could just show you the difference on it. Then it kind of would blow your mind. And over time, like looking at the back testing and see what happened if you're making money or not on the bot. Really, those are important to me, because over time it's like, well, why am I not making money on certain time? So I'm still at that range. So let's change total net profit in there. I don't really know what's going on anyway on that, but this is how you play with it as far as the ES wise. I don't run ES on my bot. I do NQ on here. So let's go do, I don't know, maybe we could start over and find out, because that thing is not doing well. I have no idea. Am I showing a strategy analyzer? Can you guys tell me if I do or don't? One. Question. So this is going to be in 2 minutes. If you want to back test the bot, this is how you do that. And then you could like change these, and then run it. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Selected
Me.
instrument.
It told me to like pick something. I don't run anything if there's nothing in it. Because this bot is actually made really for trending, you know, and ES doesn't trade, doesn't trend, and it's difficult. So that's how much it made. Now, if you want to do an optimization on here, also you could do, you know, on a strategy analyzer. I mean, while we're here now, I might as well, you know, be helpful to everyone. So this is the analysis on NQ. A little loss here and there. And then, you know, this is the daily, which show. Now you could go look back on the weeklies and then the monthly and how you do. And as far as the half an hour trade, whatever the times that the bot will not make money. Now, why I'm showing this is that I'm trying to reach 450 target profits on the NQ, and around this time, you know, the ticks that goes to like up to 11 p.m. on Eastern time, it's not possible on the 450 profit target. And I could show you that. I was and looking at these. So you can do the periods, you click on it and it will just change the time. And this is the net profit and the gross. Show you how to do certain things. So we're gonna be open soon. I need to be wrapping up in entering all the bots that I have. So the period, it will change, you know, 12 to whatever time. So the bot, you know, it's profitable around 12:30 to like 2 o'clock till the, you know, EU session. Okay, all the way. And 9:30, we have cash session there. So we're making money. Here we didn't make any money around at 6:30, 7:30, around that time. So you can definitely have some data manipulation in order for you to run this back testing. And when I run the market replay, they're almost like identical because it's showing the close on the actual trade or the actual entry on the 2 minutes entered on the bot. Now here, as you can see, you know, you're making profits on the cash session. And then we go to here. So 6 p.m. to 8 o'clock, they're all red. And that's showing that pattern like 6 o'clock here. Even if you change this around, you know, January to, I don't know, let's go back in time, September. No, sorry, hold on. So we're going to do February to So how you make this consistent is that you need to do month-to-month basis if they are really making money or not. So that's how you would find out, and you start like looking at this data if you're still making, you know, having losses around that time. Okay, so like showing those kind of things, is it consistent on the time that it's making losses? Now, how you would do that is you change the profit target here. So let's do another month just to show you, you know, how it would run on next month. So so March till April 1st. I run this one earlier with my group and I showed them, you know, how to do them because they're very helpful as far as having the bot around. This is a half an hour from 12 a.m. in the morning to 12:30. You know, you would lose some money around that time. And this is like the recent month that it's showing. And what I care about is the Asian session, you know. So here we kind of made some money or whatever. We still not, we have some red, but it's not consistent. So let's go for one more month. To So Let's go see. So here, see, you could still see like there's a lot of from 6:30 to like down, you would not make any money. So in order for, I mean, even though the bot made like $130,000 for I think it was like 8 months or 9 months period from January to October, but if you could like minimize these loss, then that's very profitable. So how you would do that is I would run the bot, since all this data is giving me that it's not as profitable as far as trying to target the 450, I would do, 80 1-1 ratio around that time. So, and then trying to figure it out and see if it's profitable around this time. So I don't care about anything as far as anything after midnight. What I care about is the 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. to like midnight closely. So it still make you some lost money, but it's not as much. So that means you're still gonna make money over time. So let's do another month on that. So that would be June and May. So 80, since this time, we're not us making like really losing money around that. And that's what I want to capture. So some of these things, you can always change it because I have a no trade time zone in here. You could put the time that you don't want to trade. So you're not really losing as far as money there at this time around. Versus if I do a 450, let's do the 450. If we make money around this time, I bet you we don't. See? So anyway, those are the kind of things that you could do on Strategy Analyzer. Kind of use all the data that's in front of you, and I think that's very helpful. And the optimization, you could do the 450. Let's say, I don't know, I'm gonna put 200. Maybe this one will run in the NASDAQ. The ES wasn't running properly anyway, for some reason. I don't know. I never really liked the ES on the bot. So I'm gonna do the, I don't know what we did. I think the one that we have is 2000 January 1st to now. I think that's what it was earlier when we have it Sunday. So if you do that, make sure that I have that optimization is on. You go down to default to genetic, and it will pull up the best 10, running profits in there. Parameters. What did I do wrong now? So what is it? The max? Oh, 2000. Geez. I'm dyslexic, by the way. I'm sorry. I can be like running my mouth in like, having backwards numbers and writing down things. So here, we'll see what happened. It's only forever. So there you go. So you can put in a chat box all your questions right now, and then I can answer it. And if not, I'll shoot you an email for whatever question you might have and try to answer them. If you don't have my email address, I'm on Align Equities. And I think I will show you that afterwards, or just perhaps we could do another like 10 minutes on the question and answer portion after this optimization. But just to show you how, Analyzer, I don't know what other platform, use or does as far as doing back testing and optimization and, having to run a data manipulation on the algorithms. So you know, that it's very helpful to kind of find out when you actually not making money and or when you are making money. And those are the kind of things that I want to look at, because if I'm not making around uh 6 o'clock till midnight, and because I'm trying to shoot for the moon, then you know I need to cut out and maybe you know not even uh, like about 20% of that, or just do 1-to-1 ratio, probably, you know, try to reach, like I said, 80 ticks was really good when I measured this yesterday. And that's what I was looking for. And, you know, gain some of those money around the time specifics. So those are the kind of things that you can do on the bot, or don't trade at all. That's why I have a no trade time zone there. So that's, you can put the time there to not to trade, and the bot will run 24 hours except for those time that's allotted on the actual box when it says no trade time zone. So let's go see what this thing says. I hope it runs, because I have too many programs that's open. So on here, right? So the best profit that it gave me is $139,000 as far as that. Um, I think I think this one actually went to like 150 at one time when I changed this to, you know, 500 level. So it's not gonna do anything. But if you wanted to do certain things as far as changing this level, I think I did this at 600 or so. And I did this at 120. Sorry, I'm like really messing these things up. I'm just gonna use like one as usual, and let's find out again. Like, let's see one more time. And this will be it. If it mess up, then I'll probably just gonna make a video and post it to my Facebook. That way, you know, whoever have Ninja Trader, they can do this on their own. I'm sure they find this out already before me. Um, Something that, you know, I think it's helpful to everyone as far as the way they trade and how to do a certain strategy to back test it, and having some optimization on the actual trading that they're doing. And what it's helpful as well, if you have a strategy, and you know, you could just have it as an entry and figure out when you're going to exit. That's a good one too. That way, um, you don't have to think about and make decision on making an entry on either ES or NQ per se. So that's just how I do mine. Now I do have the other bot that was running in the past, and you know, some one of my members like to sit in the ES, so I'm probably just gonna recip those and send it to them, because I don't really do ES anyways unless it's a zero DTE on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then you know it's not really helpful to me. I mean, it is and it isn't, but I normally just give levels on when we're trading, and I'm calling out the trades. So I'm sorry, bear with me. It'll be like a couple of seconds. It's already 5:41 and I need to cut this off. This webinar, because I have to run my bot. And it's a Sunday. Normally, Sunday night is very special because it's an opening. Normally, you know, they go higher or lower, whatever it is that they do on a Sunday night. It's like kind of like coming out from vacation in futures. Everyone's excited. So let's go see what it says. I put it as 600, so it should, you know, give me more than that. All right, 122, 124, 25. So there. So that's what I saw the last time. So if you gonna run an optimized the bot. Alrighty, so it says that you wanted to use the parameters of 597 target, 71 stop loss, and the no trade time zone. I haven't changed that. If you want to make this much money of 141, you do 585 and 63 stop loss, things like that, right? And it give you no trade time zone there as well, but I didn't really optimize the no trade time zone. That's not in there. It's a different kind of program that I put in there. So that's that. Do you guys have any more questions before I exit? You're gonna have to unmute yourself. Ooh,
Hi,
not this
Anna.
time.
This is Hin.
This is who?
Hin.
Oh,
Hin.
hey, how's it
Yeah.
going?
Good. I just have a simple question. What,
Sure.
like, when you use the Ninja Trader,
Mhm.
which platform are you using?
Oh,
Like,
it's Ninja Trader 8.
no. Is that a, okay, I know it's a software, but then is that a broker as well?
Well, so Ninja Trader, you could use your broker either Dorman or Philip. So you need to, so when you do go to Ninja Trader, I mean, you could run, I think, some of my members have interactive brokers as their broker or
Good to know.
TD. You can run TD in there too as well. You know, the
So-
platform is by itself. It doesn't, you get, the data is what you need on Ninja Trader.
So you can use Thinkorswim as your broker?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
So
Yeah, there's
any
a
other
list.
questions? So my computer is like blowing
Yes,
off
I
because
think
I'm
that's
running
it
too
for
much
me.
data on here.
Yeah, there's a
Thank you so
list
much.
of and I posted on the chat section that Ninja Trader accepts.
Hold on. So okay. Not showing me anything now. Where's the chat box? So, okay, whoever put the a question there, if you just tell me what your question is, because this thing is not, I'm not even trying to open the chat thing for some reason. I don't know. It's having some issues. So whoever have that question, can you please just
Yeah,
tell
hey
me
Anna,
what
can you
your
hear me?
question is? Yeah,
Yeah, hi, this is Terry. Hi, how
hi
are you?
there.
Yeah, hi. It's a question about credit spreads. Can you give me an idea of what kind of indicators you're looking for when you decide to cut losses? Because I remember you said if it gets around, 0.3 or give or take, loss where on the upside, that's when you cut it. But are there other technical indicators you look for before you decide to cut your losses?
So anyway, so let's say we're trading an SPX. Let me just put the well, I use, as you know, you're in the room and I use the ES in here, right? So let's do it this in 5 minutes since we're gonna do like if I was. So let's say that we're not making money. I normally give my so if I enter it like in the afternoon, like 11 o'clock or 12, and then if I'm like made a mistake and I think it's supposed to be going higher, I normally wait until like 3 o'clock. Let's say I entered there and I'm like, I wanted to go higher. So I normally entered like and wait around 3 o'clock. And normally they do return on that particular levers. And if you could see is this a Wednesday? When is the Wednesday? What date is Wednesday? Because I think that's what I did that time. Hold on. So Wednesday is the 14th. So this is the 15th. Let's go do the 14th. Right. So this is the 14th. So if I was like going long and I entered like two, like really close in this area because I thought we'll be going back. If I was going long like around 11:55 already, I thought it's done and we are in like the bottom of standard deviation per se. And I thought it'll be like going higher because we are on the second line, which is the S2. And normally that's my entry. Okay, it's that to me is an enter on SPX. So I would normally wait until we go to like 3 o'clock time because that's when they go higher, and either exit there or break even or roll. Um, Otherwise, I do not want to go for any losses. I don't like losses in SPX, and that's something that either I would try to do a roll and keep rolling it until I get break even, or just make 50 cents. If I didn't make any 50 cents at that time, it's like, okay, maybe I made a mistake. It's too early. I don't have to make any risk or anything at this time. And this is really, this is for real, that an actual entry that I do. So I would normally wait until like here,
Lisa?
2:30, 3 o'clock to go back over there in S1. And that's normally my, situation if I did make mistake around there. If not, before I try to cut losses at, 0.20 or 30. And then again, after that, I'm like, well, it normally comes back around 2:30, 3 o'clock. If I did, make a wrong entry around here, why would I like want to sell where I can make money later? Or roll it to, do a break even like the next couple of days or something. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine. When it comes to same day expiration, that makes sense. When it comes to rolling, let's just say you did it on a Monday and it didn't work. Do you immediately look for Wednesday to roll, or do you go further out to Friday? Because I assume you just go straight to the next zero.
Yeah, next expiration would be, Wednesday if you were on the Monday
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Because I only have like 10 minutes time on here. Any other questions that you guys might have? If you're part on Anna's futures trade, you can answer me, give me some questions there too. And I'm not seeing my call it my stuff in as far as what I have in the chat box for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, you guys have a nice evening. Futures will be open soon. If you have any questions on the bot, you can email me or send me a message. Okay, you guys have a nice weekend and happy trading. I know it's not going to be a happy trading unless you are, where you at and in your trading ability. But hopefully that you are doing well and, making some disciplined trades on the actual time that you do, because those are important. You need to be trading on the time that you're most profitable. If you are profitable, this is the only time that I'm going to say it. If you are profitable around 9:30 to 11, this is the only time you're going to trade, and you stop in there and go somewhere else, from 10, 11:30 to like 1:30, and then come back later if you want to trade again. If not, that'll be just your only day. If you're trading at night and you're profitable around 2 o'clock in the morning till like 4 o'clock in the morning and EU session, just trade that. You need to find your niche on the times that's, your brain is working. That's at most important to me. And then what I have been noticing, another one thing that points that, the standard deviation, when they do, go to the BWAP, they would go to first and second. So you need to find out and start looking at the second standard deviation and start exiting on there. So NinjaTrader have those, and they are been like really well. And they do sometimes go back to the mean, which is to, you know, the VWAP. So all right, that's the only thing that I could say. You guys have a good one. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for your spending time for us. Thank
Oh,
you.
sure, no problem. This is gonna be recorded anyway, so you guys can go back and see, you know, what's the strategy that, you know, maybe would help you to kind of see, you know, the double bottom, which is the M and W pattern. That's what I use. And, you know, see wedge in whatever, if it's on sideways wedge or down wedge, they are still a W and M pattern.
Anna, this is very
To make a
useful.
line off of it.
Anna, this is very useful to me. So if you have that recording link, maybe you can send it to me, and like I will broadcast in the group that I run.
Sure, no problem. Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You guys. Hopefully this is what help everyone as far as their trading.
Oh, great. Thanks, Anna. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we'll be going to the room soon. I just need to trying to exit on this chat and
Happy
go to other
trading.
room.
I'm leaving now. Bye.
Bye. You guys can exit now. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do. Sorry, I'm having some, you know, coffee delirium or other things that's happening right now. I don't know, because my NinjaTrader just left me.